Hey, this is Overpass Insights. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today I want to give you some of my opinions of the WWDC announcements last week and why I think that app clips could be huge. Alright, so last week was a big week for app developers. We had a lot going on. First of all, we had, on the Apple side, we had WWDC, the Apple Developer Conference, which went from Monday till Friday, I think. And there was a lot of announcements about new developer tools that came out there. Also on the Apple side, they pushed out 13.5.1, which included a little setting in there for COVID-19, which was kind of strange. And then on the Google side, we had the revamp of the Google Play Developer Console, which is still in beta. And that's really exciting too for those of us who check that kind of stuff every single day. So there's so much to talk about, but today I thought I would focus on WWDC and the announcements that came out on the Apple side. Now, I talked a little bit about this on the live stream we had last Friday night, and I said, and I'll say it again, I am not an Apple fanboy, although I just got a new Mac last week. I've got the iPad, I've got the iPhone, well, I've got a couple of iPhones, but I also have several Android devices, and there's a lot that I don't like about Apple, but it's still, you know, it's part of what we do. I make a lot of money through Apple, so I keep up with all that kind of stuff. So I do have a lot of opinions about the announcements that came out last week. However, mine will be different than somebody who is a strict native iOS developer who spends all day in Xcode and just does iOS development. They would have a very different opinion about what happened. But me, I'm more of a cross-platform developer. So, you know, I usually don't get that excited about something until both platforms, either one comes up with it and then the other one copies it, and then we could sort of push that out to our clients and everything like that. Then I start to get excited about it. But let's talk about some of the announcements from last week. So have a look at my screen. One of the first things they talked about was Mac Catalyst. So a way to take your iPad apps and put them on the Mac. So you can have an iPad app and have it as a Mac desktop app, which does sound pretty interesting. I mean, in the past, this is something that I've done. We had Corona SDK applications, and it was easy to take those and actually develop those for the Mac desktop too. And I did make quite a bit of money from that, just having it in a different app store, in the Mac App Store. But again, this is something that's, I think it would be cool for those of you guys who are iOS, strict iOS developers. It could be another revenue stream, so that would be good. But it would be really cool if you could do it for iOS, or for Windows and for Mac, because then you could reach out to more people. But so that one I was kind of okay with. And then of course they had the widget kit. My God, this is revolutionary. For those of us who are Android developers, we think, well, I mean, I've released apps with widgets in them, and I didn't really see much benefit. In fact, that was one of the in-app purchases I had on one of my applications, was the home screen widget. And you know, it didn't really seem to add a whole lot of functionality to it. I mean, it was just the nature of my application. But now they're available on the iPad and the iPhone, which is, I suppose, is good, right? And then we had the revamp of Xcode, and I'm sure it's really user friendly now. But I haven't tried out the beta yet. I don't know if the beta is actually available yet. But there's one thing, as a cross-platform developer, I try not to go into Xcode unless I absolutely have to. If I'm compiling a build, or if I'm archiving a build, or if I'm using the designer or something like that, or if I'm testing the memory of a device. So a lot of times, that was one good thing that Xcode does have. It has the memory. You see the memory usage and everything on the device. If you just have an iOS app that completely crashes, that's pretty useful. But for the most part, was it? And then we have app clips. Now, app clips are a way to have like a small part of your application without it even being downloaded, where they could go through and use NFC tags and either tap it or scan it like a barcode or QR code, and then open up part of this, and then you can hopefully entice them to download the full application that way. Now, on the live stream the other day, I was saying how I wasn't really that impressed with this. I thought this was kind of like, yeah, I can't really see anybody using this. And then I started to look into it even deeper. And this is actually something I'm really excited about. I mean, this could change the way our apps are discovered and downloaded going forward. And this is one of the ones that I hope that Google copies. I hope that, I don't think Google has something like this, but if they don't, I hope that this is one of those kind of things where we're hoping they copy it, because we could approach businesses and say, at your shop front, you have this thing. So if we build an app for them, it's getting to be a really big ask to ask their customers to download the application in order to use it. And if they have something where they can use the application, and if they use it enough times, they might as well just download it, then that could actually help out a lot there. And it's a whole new revenue stream for those guys who work with clients and work with businesses, right? And I'm hoping that we'll have a situation in a few years' time where you would go into a shop and they would have their application where you can make the purchases through, and you would see that symbol, and then right next to it would be the Android version of it. The same way we see Apple Pay and Google Play. So that, of all the things that were announced, and there was a few other things like Apple Watch changes and Apple Auto changes and stuff like that, which are really cool, but not from the developer standpoint. Like, as a consumer, I think they're really cool, but we don't. So I just wanted to share. I know it was like a whole week ago that we had that keynote announcement and everything like that. So I'm a bit late with this video, but I just want to give you guys my opinion of it. And my question is, what do you guys think? I mean, for those of you guys who are just Android developers and you're not interested in the Apple side of things, I mean, that's fair enough. But for those of you guys who are Apple developers, what excited you most about it? What excited you most about the WWDC last week? Because for me, again, maybe I'm just kind of cynical about it, but I kind of just let everything pass. I thought, app codes, I'm not so interested in that. And then afterwards, looking into it, thinking, actually, this could be huge in terms of the client business. Anyway, let me know you guys' thoughts of this. That is it for today. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.